Can a team with 5 defensive sieves actually win championship, or are the Lakers fooling themselves into believing star power alone will carry them to glory? The Los Angeles Lakers find themselves at a crossroads that should send shivers down the spine of every fan in purple and gold. An anonymous NBA scout has just delivered a scathing assessment that cuts deeper than any defensive breakdown. The Lakers' current starting lineup is fundamentally flawed, defensively incompetent, and utterly incapable of competing for an NBA championship. And the most alarming part? The numbers back up every single word. Let's not sugarcoat this. The scouts' words were absolutely devastating. A starting five of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton is not competing for a championship, the insider told Lakers Daily's Ashish Mather. That's 5 guys who can't play a lick of defense. Think about that for a moment. 5 players. Not a single legitimate defensive stopper among them. Sure, LeBron James can still flash that vintage defensive brilliance when he's locked in, but as the scout brutally reminded us, he's 40 man. The King has earned the right to conserve energy, but that doesn't solve the Lakers' glaring vulnerability. The statistics paint an even grimmer picture. Los Angeles currently ranks 16th in defensive efficiency, surrendering 114 points per 100 possessions. To put that in perspective, they're bleeding nearly 12 more points per 100 possessions than the defensive fortress that is the Oklahoma City Thunder. 12 points. That's not a gap, that's a canyon. Even the Houston Rockets, who've built their identity on suffocating defense, are 3 points stingier than LA. When you're chasing championship aspirations, being middle of the pack defensively isn't just problematic, it's potentially catastrophic. Enter Herb Jones, the New Orleans Pelicans defensive ace, who could be the Lakers' salvation. The scout didn't mince words about what needs to happen. Rob Pelinka should be calling New Orleans nonstop trying to trade for Herb once he's eligible to be moved. Jones represents everything the Lakers desperately lack. A former all-defensive first-team selection, he would immediately become the best perimeter defender on the roster, and it's not even close. At 26 years old, Jones is in his prime, combining elite defensive instincts with the kind of versatility that modern championship teams require. But here's where it gets truly intriguing. Jones isn't just a defensive specialist anymore. He's evolved into a legitimate three-point threat, currently draining a career-best 1.6 triples per game at 36.2% efficiency. That's the kind of two-way production that transforms good teams into great ones. Imagine Jones spotting up in the corner while LeBron James orchestrates the offense, or catching and shooting off Luka Doncic's penetration. With 3 elite playmakers feeding him open looks, those percentages could skyrocket even higher. They need a stout defender who can also hit threes, the scout emphasized. Herb fits that bill perfectly, and New Orleans is open for business. The Lakers' current defensive anchor is 31-year-old Marcus Smart, the former Defensive Player of the Year, who's been relegated to a bench role. When Smart is on the floor, the defensive numbers improve dramatically. The Lakers surrender just 106.7 points per 100 possessions, nearly 8 fewer than when he sits. But there's a massive problem. Smart has become an offensive black hole. He's averaging a paltry 9.3 points, while shooting an abysmal 25.4% from beyond the arc. In today's spacing-obsessed NBA, that's simply unacceptable for a team with championship aspirations. The other option? Jared Vanderbilt, who the scout acknowledged as a great defender before delivering the knockout punch. He's unplayable in playoffs because of his offensive limitations. That's the brutal truth about one-dimensional players in the modern game. When the stakes are highest and defenses tighten, they become liabilities rather than assets. Jones solves both problems simultaneously. He provides elite defense without the offensive baggage that makes Smart and Vanderbilt situational players at best. The scouts' assessment of the Lakers' championship odds was particularly sobering. As currently constructed, the Lakers will get waxed by Denver, OKC, and Houston because they don't have athletic defenders on the perimeter. Waxed, not beaten, not outplayed. Waxed? That's the kind of language that should alarm everyone in the Lakers organization. Consider the obstacles ahead. The Oklahoma City Thunder boast the league's most suffocating defense, anchored by athletic, switchable defenders who can guard multiple positions. The Denver Nuggets have Nikola Jokic orchestrating an offense that exploits every defensive weakness. The Houston Rockets have built a young, hungry squad that thrives on defensive intensity. What do all these teams have in common? They can attack the Lakers' defensive vulnerabilities relentlessly. Luka Doncic, despite his offensive brilliance, has never been mistaken for a defensive stalwart. Austin Reeves tries hard, but lacks elite lateral quickness. Rui Hachimura is serviceable but not special. DeAndre Ayton has the physical tools, but inconsistent effort. That's a recipe for playoff disaster. Here's the catch. Jones signed a 3-year, $68 million extension last summer, making him ineligible to be traded until January 14, 2026. That's over a year away, meaning the Lakers would need to navigate this entire season and potentially the next before making a move. But if the Pelicans are truly open for business as reported, the Lakers should already be laying the groundwork. New Orleans is reportedly fielding calls on Jones, Trey Murphy III, and Jose Alvarado. The competition for these assets will be fierce. Rob Pelinka needs to be aggressive, creative, and willing to part with significant assets to land Jones. The alternative, watching another season slip away because the defense couldn't hold up in crucial moments, is simply unacceptable for a franchise with championship expectations. This isn't just about one player or one trade. It's about the Lakers' fundamental identity and whether they're serious about competing for championships in the LeBron-Luka era. You can't outscore elite teams 4 times in a 7-game series. Defense wins championships. It's the oldest cliche in sports because it's undeniably true. The scouts' message was crystal clear. Give him some slack and trade for a guy like Jones who can cover for him, Austin, and Luka. That's not just advice, it's a roadmap to contention. The Lakers have assembled an offensive juggernaut capable of scoring with anyone. But basketball is played on both ends of the floor, and right now, the Lakers are bringing a knife to a gunfight defensively. Herb Jones could be the equalizer they desperately need. The question isn't whether the Lakers should pursue Jones, it's whether they can afford not to. With championship windows closing and Father Time undefeated, the Lakers don't have the luxury of waiting. The time to act is now, even if the actual trade can't happen until 2026. What do you think? Is Herb Jones the missing piece for the Lakers' championship puzzle, or do they need to make even bigger moves to compete with the West's elite? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and smash that like button if you want to see more hard-hitting Lakers analysis. The championship chase is heating up, and we're bringing you every twist and turn.